you can't look forward and backward at the same time. So I choose to look forward. I started out with a normal family like a lot of kids do, and my brother and I were actually childhood celebrities, and we did rope tricks and we were on TV and did national TV commercials, and it looked like we had this charmed life, only like a lot of kids who are in tough home situations, there was a dark side that a lot of people didn't know anything about. My mother passed away from diabetes when I was 11 years old, and it wasn't too long after that my dad was a full-blown alcoholic and abusing us kids to where we were taken away. And the sheriff there had been a kid in the same boat many years before that, and he took us out to this family. I was a product of the foster care system in Montana, and those people raised 4 kids of their own and 17 other boys over the years. They were the place where people came to throw away their kids. But my foster dad always loved horses. He actually wasn't much of a rancher because there were some parts of ranching he wasn't too interested in, but he loved horses. And we shared that together, and he was really the first man I ever really wanted to be like. Never wanted to be like my dad. There was never a day in my life that I wasn't terrified of my dad. But my foster dad so influenced me, and so that was my beginning. And because he had horses and they raised horses, that was sort of my refuge. At that time in my life, the horses were my only friends that I had. There's no possible way a human being could have given me the same thing under those circumstances. And there was an acceptance to the horse that if I gave them a fair shake, that they'd give me a fair shake too. And I learned so many life lessons. You don't have to be a horse person to get the point and get the big picture. Yet the horse is such an unbelievable vehicle for kids to learn some of these things. I shudder to think where I would be without being kind of in the horse world from the very beginning when I was at the darkest time in my life. But the horse lives in the moment. And that's what I learned from the horse, is I live in the moment. I don't live in the past. I've learned and I remember things from the past, but I don't live in the past. I live in the moment. And when I learned how to live in the moment, the past didn't matter. Because it's not always going to, like I say, going to end up all neat and tidy with a big bow on it. It's not that way. It would be cool if it was, but it's not that way. So I couldn't recommend it higher that kids who are going through tough times get a chance to be around livestock, and particularly the horses. If a person doesn't have a passion for something, they haven't even lived. For me, it's the horses. There may be some of these kids you guys work with that horses will be a chapter in their life. They may not be around them all of their life, but it may be a chapter they need to read right now. They may move on to something else, but take some of that common sense they learned through working with horses and apply it to whatever they do the rest of their life. And if it turns out that way, then I would say it was well worth the effort on your part.